name is Brett Whiting. I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona, which is obviously the deadliest police state in the country. I'm a walking statistic as a black man, one of the few here, and obviously there's nobody here on your board that would me. That's obvious. Which means that I would be foreign to all of you. My life, anything that I do, anywhere I walk, and what I claim in my life, as well as my friends. Everybody here is here because of a deadly attack of somebody who was killed running away. Because more or less, according to the police officers, he was a threat to society. I can't tell because your story keeps changing. Right. Oh, yeah. And I would really hope that you get it straight for the next time that you discuss this topic. Because the truth is out there in what you see. I've seen hunters do the same thing. They'll say something real quick, they stalk their prey, they take aim, and as it's running away, you shoot. Right. Now we're here as a collective to try to make this stop. We want this all to end. We don't want to see another child dead, and I should hope you don't. But considering the policies that are put in place for you to protect anybody who is in the same profession as you, I feel that you should treat all of us the exact same way that you would treat an officer. Right. And you should treat them the same way that you would treat us. Right. So you shouldn't be protecting those in power because they are nothing but a suit, a uniform, a badge, and a gun, but you should not give them as much power as you do because they're supposed to uphold the law, not be above it. So anybody who winds up shooting an officer winds up getting investigated extremely hard. And I know you all back that. When will you treat us the exact same way? You have to treat us the same way as you treat them. They have to treat us the same way that they would treat themselves. That's the only way we're going to wind up doing this differently. Because otherwise, I'm still going to be a walking statistic. And I will still be the one more liable to be shot by them than you will. You have to realize also, we are here to protect everybody, including your own children. Your own children could have been the same ones that were shot, just like Antonio right in the back as a target, as an animal being running away from danger. Any one of your children. And guess what? We would still be here fighting for your children. So you have to hope that all that we're doing is trying to protect not just ourselves, not just the black and brown communities that are targeted by the deadliest. Why is this? I'm from Jersey. We are not like this. I lived in Brooklyn, New York. We are not like this. You should be angered. You should be loving your children and protecting them. I stood 2 feet away from a child who was shot by a Tempe officer, knowing, looking at his jeans as a teenager, Antonio Arce laying in his casket, and to look and stare at his face and memorize what it is for the rest of my life, knowing that under those clothes is a bullet hole stuck in between his back that was created to kill me at more the rate, Latinos at more the rate, and he just gets to go on vacation. If I get that honor to be able to do that, then maybe I should just buy a gun today. But I really don't want that choice, and I don't want to do that, nor do I want any of your children to go through any of that, including your kids. So please do something about your policies. Do something about that officer. Get him fired. You do not want to protect people like that. I swear on everything. If I ever saw a lawyer or anybody else who worked in a store, if you ever had somebody in your office who was stealing from you or did something badly, how many of you would sit there and protect them? How many would ever protect a bad employee? But why would you protect a bad employee who did something so horrible that he took the life of a 14-year-old, can't get a story straight, and you're still going to pay them? You have to question your judgment, question who you are, because God doesn't see that uniform. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Moir. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been to many marches, protests, funerals, and family gatherings about especially young black and brown men that went to be killed. I retired from the Marine Corps and the post office, And after doing that, I took to the streets because I got tired of seeing us get killed. I come here to support the family, support the community, and to say that I'm sorry that we still haven't done anything about this. It's really sad when I sit in the back and I watch y'all, as I watch other council members in other cities and states do what they do, you know? And I say to myself, how many of y'all, after we get done here, are going to come out with us to talk and say, look, I want to get involved? Or you're just going to go home, hug your kids, call it a night. You know, it's really sad. And I'm a father, grandfather, and a great-grandfather. That's why I do what I do. I'm with an organization called Stop Killing Us. Simple as that. Just stop killing us. You know? Black and brown people need to live too. I'm tired of going to funerals. I'm tired of talking to families. I'm tired of doing the march that I do every year from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., to the Congress people, to the Justice Department, to the Congressional Black Caucus. I go and I ask them every year, what do you want to do? So when I come to see this thing here, which I heard about, unfortunately, I said, I want to come out and support it. I don't know what it's going to take, but all I'm going to let you know is that in Philadelphia, we do things different. One thing we do, we don't let you see. We go to your house, we go to where you eat, we go to where you hang out, we do the baseball games. Anywhere we find out you are, we're there. Because we want to make sure you don't forget us. And we've done that in a certain case. I only got that short time. A young man named David Jones was shot in the back by a police officer while he was running. Officer Power now. Police weren't doing anything about it. City Hall wasn't doing anything about it. But then you know what? Some of us went to his house, made all kind of noise, went downtown. When we saw the mayor out on the street, we went and busted up his little, publicity things that y'all do. We did whatever it took to get us in front of the camera to let people know that we weren't going away. I'm not telling them to do this. I'm just saying. Thank you.
And Dan O'Neill, after Dan O'Neill, John O'Neill.
I actually would like to take a moment of silence, and the reason for that is because coming here tonight and seeing all of you south of this podium with this clear division, I came to realize that I haven't seen one face here south of this podium attend any of Antonio's vigils, stand beside Antonio's family, make one public comment. But if my memory serves correctly, public comments could be made when the city of Tempe was killed on a bike,
Right.
but we can't hear public comment when a child is killed under your protection and responsibility. How is that? So I do want to take a moment of silence, and I hope each of you take that moment to reflect on that fact. If you made a comment about a death on a bike, but cannot make a comment over a 14-year-old boy that is your responsibility, shame on you. Shame on each and every one of you. So let's take a moment of silence for Antonio Tony Arce, the 14-year-old boy that we are all here to honor tonight, at least north of this podium we are. My name is Patti Serrano. I'm an embedded member of this community. For 10 years, I've driven to work every single day to work on campus. I am an ASU alum. I am a mother, and that's why I'm here tonight. I am a mom. I'm the mother of a 10-year-old Latino boy, and I'm the tia, or aunt, of several Latino boys of color. any vulnerability and the dignity of life that every child owns, no matter what the past of that child is, no matter the color of his skin. Every child is vulnerable that is alive. Me having respect and dignity for life of any child means me coming here tonight. Me sacrificing time. It's 8 o'clock. You don't think I'm a mom. I've been staring at the time.
Yeah.
This is a sacrifice for me to be here tonight. I should be at home getting my kid ready for bed. But I'm not there because I'm standing in solidarity with a mom who is crying herself to sleep frantic. If you are a parent, I would be losing my mind right now if I was Antonio's mom. I don't know how Sandra is surviving, but she is because she has no other choice. And she is surviving to bring justice to her son. And we are all here with her. She may not be physically present, and I don't blame her for that because I can barely hold myself together right now, knowing that there's a child that's dead, again at the hands and responsibility of everybody south of this podium. I'm here with many of us from across the city, across the state, the country, with a presidential candidate. All eyes are on you, Tempe. You want to make national news? This is how you're doing it, by killing kids. You're here to go to the council to do your job. What does that mean? You haven't been able to come up with a solution. We are bringing it to you tonight. You can fix this. Start fixing it tonight. It starts with writing a resolution. You have the power, and that is your job. Writing a resolution to get Officer Jean fired. Fired and prosecuted. You have the power to write a resolution to get your chief of police, who is here present and has worn a smug face tonight,
Yes.
that reminds me a lot of a school boy that's been on the news. I feel like I'm seeing that face behind this podium all night, and it's been extremely disappointing and hurtful.
Expected.
2 resolutions you can write. You can begin to take accountability and unveil truths. Instead of trying to smear a child, you can start speaking truth and get back to anything that's been said, because like Maria stated tonight, a lot has been unsaid that are facts. You can start taking accountability by doing your job and bringing policies to your city that are made to serve and protect the public instead of serving, protecting men in blue. They sign up for that job, and you sign up to protect us. Mayor Mitchell, I have words for you tonight. You dared to say, quote, that this process thus far has been transparent and honest. When I read that, I sat at my desk and I choked back tears at work. Why? Because when a worried, frantic parent reports their child is missing without knowing the truth for 10 hours. Sandra reported her son missing 10 hours before she knew any update. An officer sat with her in her home. Chief Moir, pretty sure you knew what was happening. You sent an officer to her home to watch over her as she thought she had a missing child report for 10 hours. In those 10 hours, Antonio was not deceased. He was sent to the hospital. You are all responsible for robbing a mother of being with her dying son and robbing her of her final goodbye. That opportunity existed. I want everyone here to recognize that. Sandra, as a mom, could have held her son
Constitution.
Is that transparent and honest?
Nope.
That is what the city of Tempe's mayor says. That the process has been transparent and honest from the beginning. But the evidence, the facts are that it's been the complete opposite. And you have done nothing. Mayor, you also stated, quote, that the nation should withhold judgment until investigations are concluded, quote. You said that, Mayor Mitchell. Do we think it's fair to say that Officer Jean, in those 2 minutes, held his judgment? Did he follow protocol? Did he go through his head, checking off protocol? Investigating what was really happening? And I'm tired of this kid being called burglarizing a vehicle. It's an alleged ongoing investigation. How can you hold the public accountable asking us to withhold judgment when the evidence is clear? We are smarter than you all think. You can say these words, but we see your actions or inaction. You all have blood on your hands. And I don't say that in any token of a way. You have a child's blood on your hands. Whether you've been on this board or on this council or are newly elected, I'm looking at a couple of you here who I've received emails from. Please remove me from any list from the city of Tempe after tonight. And I hope I don't ever get any kind of requests until you start doing your job. The public is your boss. You're an elected official. Your funding comes from tax-paying dollars, and you need to start doing your job. We shouldn't have limited access to video when the media thinks you want to fix have access, because guess who pays for those body cameras? Whose video footage is that? It's collective. You sit where you sit right now, Chief, because of the public. Every single one of you do. We live in a world today where a white male man can enter a bank and execute 5 women. But we all know a Latino kid, a black kid, they see an officer and they don't stand a chance, to the point of murder. These are facts. And the city of Tempe is now part of those facts. This is evidence-based. This is not questionable. And if you have any decency, dignity, if you're a parent, you better fucking say something. It's unexcusable. Say something, and I hope you take back your words, Mayor. Say something. Fire Officer Jean. Fire your chief of police. Write policies and stop smearing this kid's name.
Hey, mods, throw a wrench.
After Dan O'Neill, John O'Neill. And after John, the Reverend Dean Robinson.
Post
City Council.
police
My name's Dan
headquarters, their
I want
number.
to start by thanking everyone in the room for being here. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to every single word that they say. And that goes for you too, Chief. I'm 70 years old. And I've been to way too many meetings like this over the years. Way too many meetings like this, where young people are shot down by police. In this case, murdered. Martin Luther King once said something like this: the biggest danger does not come from our enemy, you two are silent. And I don't believe you, Mayor, that you can't talk. We can get a resolution out of you today. We can get a resolution out of you right now to have that police officer fired and this chief resign. Now, you may not have the power to do
Thank you.
it, but you can pass a resolution. So Randy, I call the question. If you give us a
Change.
resolution now, Lauren, I'm sure will second it. Otherwise,
What's the name of
it's
the
nothing but
officer?
silence. You're right now. Do it right now. Do it right now.
John O'Neill?
Do it right now.
John O'Neill?
You guys work on that, we'll keep
We're
talking.
going to right now. We want a resolution, Randy. Right now. You think you're
Your
Howard!
citizen review board right here.
Howard!
Dean Robinson?
Are you a seconder?
She said she can't.
She can. Of course she
Go
can.
ahead, Mr. O'Neill.
Excuse me, it's hard to hold back the tears tonight. Karen, everybody, thank you for everybody for coming.
The
I have
alarm going
privilege
off right now.
of my skin being white, and I didn't have
I
to
don't know
deal
if
with
they're
this.
trying to cancel the meeting or
I
something.
do have a 15-year-old stepson, and he's half Mexican. He doesn't have that privilege.
No,
And
she wants to get out of here.
when I hear about Antonio Arce, I just think about my stepson, and I think about coming home to an empty room, and the mother has to do that. And it just brings me to tears every time. And maybe you didn't pull the trigger, but an officer did pull the trigger. And I think that anyone with a common sense can watch that video. They can see that the police officer got out of his car, not knowing what the situation was, with his gun in hand, ready to shoot. Already. He doesn't know what's going on. No crime has been committed. He comes to and he's already got his gun ready. He's hiding behind a trash can, ready to shoot. Why?
Look over there.
Is that the policy? Is that the policy to have your gun out, ready to shoot?
Look at it.
Look.
Look at it.
Is that the policy? Is that the policy to have your gun out, ready to shoot right as soon as you don't know what's going on? You just see a person in a truck, not knowing if that's their truck, not knowing if that's their grandfather's truck, not knowing anything, just having the gun ready to shoot. As soon as he runs out, boom, boom. Is that the policy? I don't think so. Now, I don't know, you guys don't have the blood on your hands, but you will have the next one on your hands.
Yes. Right.
Okay? Inaction will have the next one on your hands. So a civilian review board with power to see these videos, and that anybody with common sense, I don't have a law degree, I don't know what your police, I think anybody can tell that this was not done correctly, it was not just. So for him to be paid leave is disgusting. For him to be not in handcuffs is disgusting. But you have a chance to make it right. Restroom. We'll wait.
Okay. Can we take 5?
What do we want? Justice! What do we want? What do we want? Justice! If we don't get it, shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
You want to wait?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll come right back. Thank you. We'll wait a 2 to 5 minute recess.
2 or 5 minutes.
5.
It's 8:16. You check your 6 on the bitch.
What's your name and badge numbers?
Carvajal. My last name is Carvajal. His name is Angel.
Why y'all in the bathroom work on a resolution?
And yours?
Sylvia Moir, badge 660.
And the badge number of the officer that committed the felony?
I don't know it.
Can you state the officer's name?
Officer Hines is the officer that was involved in this altercation that we're talking about tonight.
Thank you. You want to say something?
Not right now.
Yeah. All right, now they're telling him what we can do, so that's refreshing. Got 500 people, well, 400 people watching her, so. So you guys can also check out Tempe Against Police Violence stream. Or Big Ant, even if you still. I forgot about my other camera. Yeah, I think they're aware. I gotta go use the bathroom too, but I'm not trying to get away. Excuse me. Okay, it's still going.
Thanks. I thought you said
What's that? Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
Do you have one on you?
Have what? Oh, not on me. Yeah. But we're growing. So,
Where's your office?
we're all independent.
Oh, you're affiliation. No, that's fine.
Yeah, we're. Yeah, thank you, Mutz.
Y'all got 1 minute.
Standing the whole time.
Yeah, best you sit that way. Alright?
What's going on?
Once we get started, you have to sit up back there. Alright?
I know, I need Bow's camera. But I'm in a chair, so. He's trying to get me to, like, go sit in the back. Unlawfully. He's just a G4S security guard. No legal authority.
It's 8:21.
They'll get up when they reconvene.
Yes, sir. I did film that way. Thanks.
What's your name?
Meeting back in
Sit down.
session.
We are meeting. Move forward. Mr. Robinson.
Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all seem to think this is a joke. Y'all seem to think we're playing games here. Well, I'll come to let you know we're not playing here. When a 14-year-old boy is murdered, all business comes to a halt until justice is served. Now, I'm tired of all this, I can't do this, we can't do that. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all been in my inbox on Facebook, privately talking about how bad this situation is. But we have not heard y'all publicly. Tonight, we demand you, right there, I'm looking at you, to get a resolution written up tonight. And guess what? We are going home. We're not letting up on you until we get a resolution. Let me tell you another thing too. How long are you going to let her continue running a rogue police force? Huh? How long are you going to allow her to do that? Antonio Arce is also your son. As leaders of Tempe, that is your child. Your child was murdered. Are y'all hearing me today? Your child was murdered. Turn your face and look at him. Look him in the eye. My child was murdered because Antonio Arce is mine too. Look, Antonio Arce is all of ours. You allowed our child to get murdered
Could
and
always
have been
resign.
quiet about it. Today, we demand a resolution be written tonight. Tonight. A resolution will be written tonight. Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Not at 10 o'clock tonight. But right now. Y'all start drafting up that resolution right now. I better see some pens. I better see some pens. Y'all not listen. I better see some pens get to moving. Y'all think this is a joke? You need a pen? My brother, you need a pen over there? Start writing, Randy. Start writing.
You will
Start
not.
drafting up something.
Act like you give a shit.
Start drafting up something. And we also demand that this officer be fired. And not only fired, but we want him charged. And not only do we want him charged, we want him in jail. We want him in prison. The murderer who murdered Antonio Arce needs to be in prison. And you all need to make sure that happens today. Today. Do you hear me? Today. Today. Start writing. Start getting something drafted up right now. Look, when we say no justice, no peace, there ain't gonna be no peace. That means you all will not be able to conduct business in peace. That means you all will not be able to go to the bathroom in peace. No eating out in peace. Until there's justice for Antonio Arce. Get to writing. Get to writing. I swear to God. I swear to God. We better get something drafted up tonight, or there won't be no peace. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. Woo!
much of you very well known to me. I'm Guadalupe News. You know me very well. A lot of stuff that happens about everything, you guys are real aggressive about everything. You need to tell your officers to calm down. I'm here for solidarity for Joey Smith, for Evelyn Holland, and for Antonio. I'm here for unity. Now, for my business, what I'm here for is Road Parkway and Free Drive. You guys keep saying on your website, you guys gonna have a roundabout, or you guys gonna have something, some type of traffic signals or something like that. A lot of people from Guadalupe, when they get off the bus or when they walk towards Walmart, they're always crossing the street, taking huge risks of being hit by cars. I mean, people with baby strollers, illegal.
She's faking. She's not ready.
Just to get to Walmart. It's a huge risk. It's a safety.
Oh, she wrote.
Safety hazard. When are you guys going to do your roundabout that you guys can send on the website?
I'll foil you.
If not, when are you guys going to put a crosswalk at Road Parkway and Free Drive? That's all I got to say.
Manuel, Gilbert Cruz. Following Gilbert is Mulaney Hardesty, and following Mulaney is Luke Black.
My name's Gilbert Cruz. I've been in Tempe pretty much my whole life. A lot of things that brought up tonight. Antonio was kicked, went to school early. Maybe he should have been in school. And the reason why maybe he wasn't in school is because there's not a lot of funds going to his school. Because although you might be able to sleep soundly tonight knowing you didn't pull the trigger, the decisions you guys make every time to give a corporation a tax break, to give a developer a tax break, to give these multinational companies that come here and don't pay any taxes because you give them giblets and upzones and whatever else. You deprive our public schools of funds, and then this is what happens. He could have seen a social worker. Maybe if there was more money going in our public schools instead of funding ASU Stadium, the state farm maybe that child would have some resources. But Antonio needed help. Antonio needed help from the community, from the police, and instead he got a bullet in the back. That's what he got. And that's why we're all here tonight. So there needs to be a lot of things on the table, because a lot of things aren't on the table. What's never on the table is funding for the police associations, for the unions, with your relationships with the police, your non-stop tax breaks for the wealthy, the corporate welfare that you give out. That's never on the table. But what always is on the table is allowing these things to happen without resolutions, without a name on the face of what's actually occurring on the streets, what we deal with every day. So that's why we're all here tonight. And I really hope something comes out of this, because I know a couple of you are up for re-election next year. People are going to come for your seats. There's already about 10 people running for those seats. So I would take into account, if you like public service, if you really care about what's going on, stop investing, stop letting people come here and not pay anything in taxes when our schools are failing, when our police are gunning down cops, police gunning down children, and when they get endless support, whether it's more militarization, where you guys are inviting $100,000 contracts to arm G4S out of public parts. You're inviting this to happen. This is going to keep happening. Every year this is going to happen. Our community is being militarized, and you're standing there giving the police more guns, no accountability, no training, more armored vehicles, giving them Stingray devices where they're monitoring all your private communications.
Tear gas.
This needs to change. We need to have public civilian review boards. This officer needs to be prosecuted, and the funds from the prosecution and any lawsuits resulting need to come out of police pensions.
I'm taking the lady's time.
And then Luke Black. We have Drew Senator.
I'd just like to say that you guys should do this sooner than later, because this was already trending on CNN.
I know you spoke earlier.
That's okay. I'm Kelsey Maher, Scottsdale, Arizona. I mean, this isn't away. It's only gonna get bigger. And, you know, where are you? No, I don't know where he went, but, I mean, it's only gonna get bigger from here. So you have the choice to make a resolution sooner than later, or it's gonna spread all over the nation, and your guys' names.
It's gonna be problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's the bad publicity.
I'm ready to mobilize.
And yeah, I mean, it's gonna get bad. I'm just letting you guys know. So, and you guys probably already know that, but I just wanted to say that just because, you know, I'm sure you guys follow national news, but we're not gonna go away. So I just wanted to say that again. I felt the need to say it's gonna start, quote, trending sooner than later. So, think on that.
Thank you. Bruce Black. And following Luke is Julie Sanger.
I actually call bullshit on the whole charade.
Yes, thank you.
We're not here talking about like what was an accident. Like, we're talking about the system that you and your predecessors have built. Like, we're talking about 2016 in this room talking about whether or not we were going to criminalize homeless folks on Mill Avenue. We're talking about 2018 when we're talking about putting G4S private armed securities in our parks here in Tempe. You built this. This is the repercussion of your intentional decision to continue to build a violent police department in this city. Anything that comes out of this, any resolution, any policy change, will be a direct conflict to the intentional acts to build this violent police force that you have already built. I call bullshit on the charade that is you closing your eyes, that is the moment of silences, that is the leaning forward and the leaning back, that is the tears, that is the paying attention. It's bullshit, right? Because it's not your children. And I disagree with, I respectfully disagree with my friend that that boy was not your boy. Right? That boy was a brown boy. You are not brown. Right? He was shot because he is a brown boy. Your children will not be shot because they are not brown boys. Right? And so when we talk about next steps, when we talk about accountability, when we talk about policy change, we recognize that this moment of 2.5 hours is the most that you all expected to have to pay for the consequences of the decision that you have made to get us to this point. You won't leave here and think about what you should do. Maybe you walk away and you think, what if this was my child? But it isn't your child. The police aren't shooting your children. We know the charade exists. Right? How many times have drunk-ass white ASU students waved objects in the air? How many times have they thrown objects at police officers on light rail platforms? Right? The officer got out of that car intent on shooting that boy. Right? That was a policy decision that stems from decisions you already made. That you already made. What are you going to do from this moment on? Who are you going to be accountable to? I'm not asking you to do this for your children, because I recognize you don't have to. I'm asking you to make serious policy change, beginning with an oversight committee of citizens that has subpoena power and power to criminally charge officers. That can start. You have those decisions. There are members of this community that have a lot of really, really great policy decisions that you can put into practice starting now. Are you going to listen to them? Or are you going to walk out of this room, say you're sorry, or not say anything at all because your lawyer has instructed you that anything you say can influence the case or maybe used against you in future litigation? Right? What are you going to do?
Get paid.
There are members of this community that you can listen to who will bring you policy. Will you have the courage to do that?
After Drew is Natalie. After Natalie is Sophia Gansel.
My name is Drew Sangar. I'm a data scientist, and I don't think I can provide you with any data about the sentiment of the people, what they actually want, and what is being provided by the leaders of the community is not sufficient. I mainly came here not to, talk about anything, have any desire to give me any sentiment feeling about myself, but I have. It's this type of thing that a 14-year-old kid dying is unhealthy for the community. As you can see, we're coming out with our anger, our negative emotions, and this leads to more police. So I really, really hope that the police department pick up this shit. It's needed sooner than later. That's what I'm saying.
Bless you.
I just need Natalie. Sophia Gansel.
We can take that time for that person, right? The person you called before. Yeah. Because there's still some people who want to speak. Go ahead.
Every time I turn my camera, she picks up her phone.
Hi. My name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student at ASU, and I don't feel safe in my community. But I have an opportunity for you. You already know the community feels about you. You already know that we aren't happy with you, and that we will remember this when elections come around. You already know about the long history of why communities of color don't trust you because of the actions that your government has taken against us. So what's the opportunity here? I want you to prove us wrong. Prove that you do care. Prove that you are progressive. Prove that you aren't okay with murder kids. Prove us wrong that you care more for your community than the cops. Every time we bring up police brutality in Tempe, you keep telling us that you changed the police department, that you changed the chief of police, but we haven't seen any changes. In 2012, a report came out that said Tempe police was more racially discriminatory than Ferguson. Well, it's 2019 and we haven't seen an updated data or any list based on my research. It shows nothing has changed. So prove us wrong. We already know that when we send this case to the county, Bill Montgomery, the conservative county attorney, is not going to do anything about it. He's going to let that cop go scot-free. We already know that. And I've also heard that this is the blue dot in the red state, right? You're the progressive city, right? Because you can see here the community is not quite convinced. So prove us wrong. Prove us that you will prosecute this cop. Don't send this case off to the attorney general. Don't pass responsibility to anyone else you know won't do justice. Prove us wrong and do what's right.
Sophia Gansel. And after Sophia, Manuel Angelo. You already spoke.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I live in Phoenix. We're here for Antonio. We're here for every citizen executed by Maricopa police. Unfortunately, it takes a child being murdered to gain attention to the gross human rights abuses perpetrated by this county's police. Employed to protect and serve, this is not an isolated incident. It's systemic. The issue being Blue Lives Matter more culture. At the end of the day, consistently nothing changes. Why? Because you see us as separate. You see us as criminal. You see us as less than. You mentioned the point in time count. With rising numbers of homelessness, all you need to do is spend 15 minutes with the street resident population to know that we have a mental health crisis on our hands. Instead, they're arrested. They're considered separate. They're considered criminal. They're considered less than. But police budgets continuously increase year after year without regard to social services our community desperately needs. Once again, we are separate. We are criminal. We are less than. And now it's become custom for cops to execute citizens, to execute children without judge or jury. Dozens of people shot last year alone. Their story, we will never know. Antonio's story, we will never have the privilege of knowing. Instead, he was painted by Tempe police as separate, as criminal, as less than. Why? Because you guys don't truly represent us. Officer Jean was there for brief moments before deciding Antonio deserved to die. He needs to be fired. But he is one of many who believe they are above us because of the badge they wear. Why? Because they know, and the precedent has been set, that blue lives matter more. It's apparent when your complexion warrants traffic stops. It's apparent when your skin color correlates to sentencing. It's apparent when simply running away equates to being a perceived threat. We need a civilian oversight board with the authority to enforce better training, reallocation of police resources, and repercussions for murderous police conducted with sincere transparency. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ask a question?
Joe Rita?
Ask your staff members to stay off their phones, including this gentleman here. Close to paying attention to how we spit.
We're gonna FOIA all the phones.
Ben Cooper?
Ben, sorry.
Or Ben?
My name is Ben Cooper. I'm a resident of Tempe. Anything I could say could really sum up the community's anger and feelings better than they have already. But I just want to personally express that I do not think that this council can fix this problem. It is a problem inherent in policing. It is a problem inherent in government. It is a problem inherent in the fact that we feel the need to punish people instead of trying to help them. When nothing that has happened was necessary, it didn't need to happen, nobody is helped by it, okay? The officer who arrived, he did not have to chase Antonio. He could have just left. If he seriously thought that his life was in danger, he can get in his car and go away. There's no reason to chase after people, okay? It's not, even if somebody had committed a crime, it does not help just to chase after them and try to put them in prison. It doesn't change any of the underlying problems. We need to focus on getting rid of the police. We need the police to not carry weapons. The fact that police are always carrying weapons when they're walking around, just like on their regular patrols, shows that they believe that the solution to these problems is violence. They show that they are willing to kill people just while they're like carrying out the regular duties of their jobs by carrying weapons. We do not need to kill people. We do not need to point guns at people. Okay, like not just like a few days ago, Tempe police pointed an assault rifle at somebody who was squatting on the roof of a building, just like on Apache. It's just unbelievable. Like what harm comes from that? Like, yeah, it might be annoying that some people do certain things we don't like, but nobody should be shot for those things. It's fucking ridiculous. I think there's no reason to believe that any of these reforms are going to change the underlying problems. I remember like 4 years ago when people were talking about how body cameras were going to fix all these problems we have because it would create accountability, and that's fucking bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. We've seen how the police, people are going to take, like a lot of people are just going to take their word, and there's nothing we can do about that, all right? Like, having the body camera footage isn't going to change that. Having a civilian review board
might help get somebody indicted, but we've seen time and again that juries are willing to acquit police, prosecutors are willing to go easy on them. The problem is the police.
Yes.
We need to fix that problem. Get rid of them. Fire them all. Okay? Get rid of the fucking police.
Next is Joel Ovita, and after Joel, we have Ricky Moir.
I'm Ricky. He's obviously not here. Good evening. My name is Ricky Muhammad. I represent a group called Making Out for Tomorrow, as well as a member of the Nation of Islam. And we stand in solidarity with the people, because this is one of the most arrogant, pompous, don't give a damn groups I've ever seen in my life. You just sitting there with your hands on your chin like you just died. I want to go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even count. and I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. You know, this is absolutely the worst scenario I've seen. Elected officials who say they're going to help and they don't give a damn. Okay?
Still getting paid.
This is a privileged city.
Yes.
Okay? And they don't give a damn about nobody but who goes to ASU and their mamas and daddies that send and pay 3 times the amount of food and 3 times the amount of price for anything at ASU. That's how they get paid. That's why they're sitting up here. Okay? So we need to take it to the next stage if they don't write this resolution. Okay? Think beyond now. Because you know what they're going to do, not a damn thing. So now we've got to mobilize and think. Not like other cities waiting for the same result, no matter what city it is, for them to come back and say he's acquitted.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? No, it's time now that you understand that you can't continue.
She knows she can resign.
I'm a black man. I know to walk through Tempe circumspect.
That'd be the easy thing to do is
I know to
resign.
pay attention to every one of your motorcycles when I'm walking up here. The ones you got upstairs right here.
So change.
Eye me down like I was going to commit a crime. This is how I walk as a black man in Tempe, Arizona, because this is for the rich and the privileged. Okay? I have no rights. Okay? That's just reality. So I'm not even going to waste my time saying you're going to do something. I know better. Okay? 61 years of living in Arizona, and this is the worst group of people I've ever seen on a council. Everybody knows we stand in solidarity.
You can start writing something.
Then I'm going to write it down.
I don't see no pins up there moving. Y'all better start writing. They look real concerned. Not doing a damn thing.
Put us on the agenda.
We know you don't plan to have another public meeting until February 28th. That's far too damn long.
That's way too damn long. We're not going home.
Put us on the agenda.
Still a lot of people here.
And I just wanted to tell you guys that today I went to go pick up his little sister, his 8-year-old sister. And she saw a police officer. And she was too scared to go by. Are we really going to be raising our kids, telling them that they should be scared of the police officers? They shouldn't. They were supposed to protect us. It's not fair. You guys aren't doing anything. You guys haven't done anything. And we're still waiting. Why is an 8-year-old little girl supposed to be scared of an officer? It's not fair. He was a 14-year-old boy. All kids make mistakes. Does that mean that he had to get shot? Did the officer really have to take his life? You guys need to get your shit together and do something. You guys haven't done anything and we're tired of waiting. But just keep in mind that there's little kids that are running around that are scared of our officers when they should be feeling safe when they walk near one. Not scared for their lives.
here, and I remember, right, like that one of the biggest threats we have is white liberals. One of the biggest threats we have in our life is you. I've walked for you, knocked doors, made calls for you, all of you. In the last, since 2010 that I've been involved, all of you have profited from our work, from our sweat, from our fears,
And this other journalist get some shots real quick.
and you get to sit up there and think you're saying progressive shit. That's all you do. You say progressive things. You're not progressive. You go out and speak against gun violence. This is gun violence. Yes. Yeah. You go out and go to women's march and go and speak for women. Sandra is a mother who violence has been upon at your hands. Don't march at the women's march while you ignore the pain of Sandra. You say you speak for children. Antonio was a kid. He had just turned 14. You say you're pro-education and you're marching and Red for Ed and all that stuff, right? We're there too, but we actually live it. And then you try to smear the fact that Antonio was not in school, but don't condemn the fact that that school pushed him out. Right, absolutely. You had a lot of opportunities. You say you can't, you couldn't make a statement. There was a lot of opportunities for you to show up. We were out here 2 weeks ago. We were in the alleyway by Antonio's blood on the street. His mom and his dad kneeled in the place where their son was killed. We were at a viewing where everyone was welcome, where you were invited to, and y'all didn't show up. You actively didn't show up. You actively don't do anything. You don't act. You can't continue to say these things that make you sound good and make you feel good and make you get the, progressive cookies and do nothing. We demand the officer to be fired immediately. Yes. We demand his chief to be fired immediately. Yes. The least you can do is name the park that was right in front where this child should be playing after him. Right. That should be Antonio Park. Yep. Immediately. You owe the community for the trauma that you've caused.
Do an interview after.
You get to go home and you're done. They're in pain. They're crying. They've been hospitalized and now have hospital bills because of the pain and of the moments when they found that their son has been killed. And they continue to go back. You need to pay those bills. You need to pay for that funeral cost. You're harassing a witness and the family. You broke a woman's iPad or tablet, took evidence from without warrants.
Cover up.
Criminals. Mafia. Chief needs to go to
You
jail.
let this family call the phone number, call Antonio's phone for several hours. Text messages.
Monsters.
Where it said mom on the call. You didn't answer it. You didn't tell the mom that she could go to the hospital. Mom didn't get to say goodbye to her baby. She didn't get to go
Are those crocodile tears?
and hug him one last time. Because then the body was taken. And by that time it was too late for them to go to the hospital. And they had to wait until the viewing. They had to wait until they got the body back. You don't get to do this shit no more. It's time to ask, where are you going to be at? What are you going to do? And so before we leave, we want to hear, what are you going to do? Because we already started hearing and getting messages about all the things you can't do. Those all sound like excuses. So what the hell are you going to do?
should then speak to us
They
after the
won't.
meeting is
They
good.
won't. They're cowards.
Yes, he's saying yes. He's saying yes, Colby.
First off, my name's not Amy Lindsay, and first off, I just want to say, I am really proud of the community for getting together and being able to stand in solidarity with the family of Antonio, because I hated hearing about Dalvin Hollins years back, and I hated hearing about Antonio's murder, and the pain that his family must feel is insurmountable, and you can never get that back. You can never get his life back, and you've taken away the life and the happiness of the family. And yet, y'all still try to demonize him and try to justify this murder. You try to pin him as this burglar. You try to pin him as all these different things and this criminal, but he was just a kid. And we all know that. And one thing is that blue lives don't exist. Y'all get to take off your badge at the end of the day, but black and brown people, they're black and brown 24/7, 365 days a week for the rest of their goddamn lives. And you get to go home to your kids, and you get to say goodbye and goodnight every single day. And yet, these people are living in fear until the system changes, until something happens. And innocent people are killed or jailed when in reality they just need help. And especially a 14-year-old boy should never be seen as a criminal. And Sylvia, you are one of the biggest cowards I have ever seen in my entire life. I defend Twitter and all that other bullshit. And like being able to justify all this shit. And like we demand that you be fired, that the officer be fired, and that all of you do something about this before this happens again. Because we cannot see these numbers keep rising.
Pay
We
attention,
need-
Mark.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
You're looking down. Keep listening.
We see this anger, and we're here because we're angry. But we're also here out of love for the community and for the family. And together we're standing. And together we're demanding change. If you don't give it to us, we're going to take it.
Yes!
Victor?
Leon?
Hi, I'm Victor Leon. I'm from Phoenix, and I just need to say that you guys are doing a horrible job at everything that you guys do. I'm only a little bit younger than I, and already I'm saying that you guys don't give a shit about him. Because I go to some of the schools that are far down in Phoenix that are rated some of the worst schools. And you want to know what? Like, even then, I'm not scared of them. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I know that underneath all that, there's just a normal person. A normal person that can get messed up in some easy ways. All that you're giving them is just a bunch of weapons so that they can go and start hurting people so that they can feel confident. But in reality, they don't need that. What you need to do is you need to start putting more money into the schools and start telling people to actually start putting effort into their students. Like, I go to school every day. Ain't nobody ever asked me how I'm feeling or what's going on. There's no counselors at my school. All that I have to deal with is a bunch of anger that builds up. Like right now, I'm holding in a lot of anger. I've been holding in a lot of tears. I'm bipolar. So right now, I can go crazy out of nowhere, and they have to stop me. And I go into MMA, so I'm pretty sure I can get him on the ground before he can get me on the ground. And then he'd have to go over here and call his little friend, and then one of the ones up there would have to call. So you guys really do need to consider what you guys are doing, and you need to start doing something about it. Thank you.
How about that resolution?
So what are you guys gonna do?
How far are you along on it?
Take away
I do
the
want to
guns.
thank you guys.
No, what are you
You
gonna do?
announced your damn thing.
No formalities.
You ready to walk away now? No, we're listening to you. Trust me. You're here. Very engaged.
We don't
We're
trust
listening
you.
to Okay, well, I'm trying, okay? We care about you guys. We care about who your voices are. We sit here and listen to you. That's what we do. We want to listen to you. State law does prohibit us from speaking, responding to stuff.
Break state law. Laws are made.
State law says you can't murder a 14-year-old child.
We are working.
Can I go kill a 14-year-old?
State law.
This is, as I've stated before, this is a very unfortunate situation.
Unfortunate.
It's bad. It's not good.
Preventable.
I'm a preventable. Just like a lot of you in this room. I will be honest with you. We are here to listen to you. We care about what you're saying, and we want
This man
justice
is
on the
approaching.
road.
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it? What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
no justice,
No peace!
no justice,
No peace!
no justice,
No peace!
no justice,
No peace!
what do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now! Listening!
We ain't going home.
How we're staying?
Sylvia Moir needs to resign fast. Now, hello, Lieutenant Edward Wilmette.
You gotta wake up.
Because he is not saying that you are not saying.
Fire Sylvia now! Fire Sylvia now!
We won't
Fire Sylvia now!
Thanks to your
Fire Sylvia now! 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 Fire Sylvia now!
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want it?
You can resign. Hey, don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! No, you're not! Resign!
This is our city council now. We will be back at the next meeting.
Why don't we propose a resolution?
This is our city council.
Hey, let's propose a resolution.
Let's propose a resolution right now.
Yeah, do their job.
When do we want it?
It's ours.
When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
and if
We don't get it!
we don't get it, don't get it, we don't get it, shut it down!
Mic check!
Mic check.
Mic check!
Mic check.
Mic check!
Mic check.
Hey, buddy.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a word before we all leave.
So, let's just, some of family members are here, so let's just honor them. All right, so
I'm gonna foil that phone.
Family will not have him with him. On that day, Friday, February 15th, we will be out here on Mill Ave in the middle of the day, and we will let
Last one
Tempe
is
know,
leaving.
one of their most famous, one of their most trafficked areas know that on justice will be served.
Yes.
So on February 15th, please be on the lookout for the Facebook invite. We will be out here. And on February 28th, we will be back here again in every single city council meeting after that until we have justice for Antonio.
Yes.
Continue to share the Facebook event, continue to share that. We need to build, we need to be thousands.
Yes.
Today was powerful. They were scared. They left. But they don't get to do this bullshit anymore.
No.
They don't get to call themselves progressive.
Right. No.
Until our little ones and get to sit there and say all the shit that they can't do. Today was powerful. We need to continue to come back.
Absolutely.
We need to come back with more people. And on the 15th, we're going to be on the streets.
They're public napkins.
Because they cannot rest. And someone said it, right? If we have a group of people that wants to follow them to the events and to follow the council, the mayor to lunch, to their events, to their, so they don't have peace either. Yes.
Nobody gets to eat in peace.
No justice.
We have no peace.
No justice.
No peace.
It's
So,
like
solo
ice.
para decirlo en español,
Coffee too back there.
febrero 15 vamos a hacer una marcha por Antonio y por todas las otras familias. Vamos a estar aquí en Mill Ave. Vamos a hacer el evento de Facebook. Por favor, queremos que seamos miles de personas. Y vamos a regresar a estas juntas, porque no pueden hacer, no se vale que sigan haciendo esto. Que se llamen progresistas, demócratas, de lo que sea, y que vengan aquí, sigan haciendo la misma violencia que siempre. Entonces, febrero 15, nos vemos acá otra vez. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you all so much. Thank you. There are police.
There is a group of police officers outside. We do not know their actions. We do not know their intentions. Upon exiting the building, I ask everyone keep calm and do not antagonize these officers.
Go as groups, because police like
Have
to
a
target
buddy
individuals.
system.
And go live!
City council.
Go live!
Yes.
Film them!
Say his name! Say his name!
I would say that if you pair up with someone right here, it'll be safer.
Record! Film live! Thank you guys for being peaceful. Thank you. I'm gonna set it down for a minute. Council people coming in.
Yes, this is exactly the case that my foundation started for. So I appreciate you speaking so much.
I try not to make it public, but it is, well, it's
I'm yeah, me and
Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stay live with you guys for a while because we're starting to. Excuse me. So we're outside the council chambers right now. We got a bunch of bicycle cops. Good, how are you? What's everyone's name and badge numbers? What's your badge? Your badge number? Name and badge number?
Kofi 24005.
Thank you. Your name and badge number?
Chapter 11848.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, wondering.
I'll have to identify. What's your name?
Santana,
And your badge number?
22953.
Thank you.
Nobody else, you got them all.
What was that?
I said there's no one else, you got us all.
Yeah, I know.
Like every weekend. No new information, sorry.
Well, you guys have to identify. Being public.
We do, every time. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
You want to take care?
So, now there's Tempe police finest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call this. They're waiting for us.
Everyone to exit Tempe City Hall.
We're trying to arrest someone. So I'm gonna close this up. They're locking up our city council chambers here. Well, the community council chambers. So this was a success, I guess. I'll come back live if anything else happens. So here a chopper.